Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, then welcome. For today's video, I don't have any speed drawing or any of my art, but feel free to have a look at my YouTube page. I do speed drawings and I'm trying to get into doing more tutorial videos, but as you can see by the title today, what I have for you is a review on my experience going to the Van Gogh Immersive Exhibit. The Van Gogh Immersive Exhibit is a 600,000 cubic feet projection animation of Van Gogh's work. And I promise it sounds way cooler than it actually was. Tickets for the exhibit are priced at $35 to $45 Canadian, because I am here in Toronto. On like more busy days, like weekends or holidays, it's $45, and on like days that they presume less traffic, like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's $35. I paid $35. So I'll start with the short one. I'll start with what I enjoyed about the immersive exhibit. So the experience of being like in the room with the projections like covering all the walls, right? And it was a huge room. That in itself was an experience alone, and it was really cool. It was just, I found it a little bit relaxing because it's like all this beautiful imagery being shown and then the music playing. Granted, not every part was relaxing. There's some parts where the artwork was very contrasting and just very like not calming, and the music was fitting. For the most part, it was a really relaxing experience. I like that you can sit on the floor in the little circles, or they had an upstairs podium in the same room that you go up and see everything from a higher level. If you wanted to take photos or videos, it looked great, but that was about it for like the things that I liked about the Van Gogh Immersive Exhibit. Now for my criticism. I don't think that this experience was worth what I paid for. The first thing that I noticed was that there was no information provided about Van Gogh. So it's the Van Gogh Immersive Exhibit, but I didn't learn anything about him. I don't know anything about who Van Gogh is. I mean, personally, I know. I've had to study him multiple times in art school, but I went with my boyfriend and he knows as much about Van Gogh as the everyday person, which is like he knew about Starry Nights and maybe he knew about Van Gogh cutting off his ear, but you know, where is he from? What time period did he paint these paintings? Was it during the Impressionism era, the Post-Impressionism? Was it during Cubism? What were his most notable pieces? And also, what made him famous? When did he become famous? Specifically, how he became famous after he died, because nobody liked his art or him when he was alive. I think it would have been important to discuss his relationship with his brother, as well as his relationship with, I think he had a relationship with a woman that he may or may not have mailed his ear to. But those are all interesting things that like I feel contribute to the experience of enjoying Van Gogh's work, having a backstory on who is the person that created this work. And even if they didn't want to provide that information, the least they could have done was told me what were his most notable pieces, at least give me the names of the most notable pieces. And even the name thing, I didn't even think about the fact that they didn't even name the pieces that they were displaying. I didn't think about it until we were ready to leave and someone who works there asked me what was my favorite piece. And I just remember feeling instantly angry because like, now ma'am,
how am I supposed to tell you that when they don't even tell me the names of the pieces?
You know what I mean? Unless I just described it to her, but I think that they should have at least named the pieces. So because it was an immersive exhibit, in my head, I'm like, ooh, installation art. And when I went to OCAD University, like there would be lots of art shows at OCAD, but there would be installation art displays a lot. And what I've learned from experiencing other people's installation art is that it's supposed to provide an experience for the viewer, and the kind of experience that you provide should somehow tie into the purpose of the installation art. While I didn't expect the actual idea of projecting to somehow tie into Van Gogh's story, I did expect them to use projection animation in an artistic way, and they didn't do that. Literally, I ain't gonna say no bad words, but what these people did is they uploaded like a collage slideshow presentation onto a CD and distributed throughout the world, because this is not like when art travels. This is not like when Starry Night is going to be at the AGO in Toronto for 1 week, and then it's going to be in New York for the next week, and then it's going to be in Chicago for another week, and then it's going to be in London for a week. It's not like that. This is like all the Van Gogh immersive exhibits are going on at the same time. Everyone has the same CD, and everyone sets up a box in their city and puts in the CD and plays the projection and the music. It just came off really money hungry and lazy. Fine, make your money, but still give me my money's worth. So I didn't like the way that they displayed the art. Because they were so focused on filling up the walls with his art, they kind of would take like one painting, for example, and mesh it together so that it kind of filled like an infinite wallpaper on the wall. Art pieces, generally speaking, especially painted on canvas, they fit within a frame. And personally, that frame matters for how you view the art, because he chose the size of the frame that he wants to be. You could see how much of what fits in that frame, where things are close to the edge, where things center in the middle, how things align. So you lose that. And I was okay with that, but I think that they should have still, whether it's at the very end or at the end of displaying each piece, they should have shown the artwork by itself and listed the name, learning experience. And then also the music choice. I wasn't a fan of the music choice. I don't know what to say about it, because initially my reaction was it doesn't feel like it fits with any kind of story or feeling that they're trying to give me. The music feels cheap and I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. And this is not even coming from a biased perspective, or maybe it is, but this is not coming from oh, I don't like this style of music. I don't care. But I think that if you're going to have music going along with his artwork, that it should support the story or the feeling that you're trying to portray. And there was only one moment that I felt like it was portraying the emotion of that moment. But even then, I didn't even know why they were trying to portray that. Was there a reason? Did this particular art piece come at a point in his life where he was experiencing a lot of stress and angst? Because that's what it felt like with the music and the way that they were showing his art, but I don't know. They didn't provide me with any information. So I think they could have been more intentional with the type of music that they chose, in the way that movies are intentional about what music they use in what scenes, because it affects the way that we experience those scenes. I looked up, so Van Gogh is Dutch. I hope that I'm saying this right. I looked this up a while ago. Van Gogh is Dutch, so I looked up Dutch music from the time period that he was alive, and I couldn't find much, but it definitely was not the music that they were playing during the Van Gogh Immersive Exhibit. So to me, I just don't really see that the music choice was a good choice. So overall, I came to the conclusion that I will never, ever, 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 ever go to another immersive exhibit. I felt robbed. I made my boyfriend's experience at this exhibit better because I was able to draw from my own knowledge and let him know things about Van Gogh. He has such an interesting story. That is, like, other than his work like actually being good, his story to me contributes so much to why people are drawn to his work. You know, why else would everyone love the self-portrait where he clearly had already cut his ear off. It's because we know that part of his story where he cuts his ear off. But I just think it was really important to understand, or to try to understand, who was the person that created these pieces. Overall, I did not enjoy my experience at the Van Gogh Immersive Exhibit. I will not be going to another immersive exhibit. I feel like it was just an opportunity for people to make money. I don't regret going, but I'm glad I went so that I could let everybody else know that it was not worth it. And just go to the art gallery. It's okay. Like, it's fine that you can't take selfies in front of the art. That's fine. Just be present, enjoy the art, you know? It felt like they were trying to transition the experience of going to the art gallery to view this artist whose work is now here on display, and they were trying to fuse it with these Instagram experiences, these Instagram museums that have been popping up over the past couple of years. But those are different. Like, I still find those Instagram museums, I don't know what to call them, but I find them to be fine. I don't have anything against them. And I kind of feel like they might be considered installation art. But to me, the difference with that is you going there and taking your Instagram pictures and whatever, it doesn't take away from the experience that you have interacting with the design that they set up for you. And the Van Gogh Immersive Exhibit was not interactive. So in my head, I'm like, what was the point? Because people were taking selfies, pictures were coming out great, but I don't recommend. Oh, one critique that my boyfriend offered was that he said that he felt almost like the projection animations resembled, you know, back in the day when you had the music player on your computer and it would start playing the random abstract animation. He felt like that's what it was, because they did try to animate his work, but even in their attempt to animate his paintings, it just came off a little bit like corny and cheap, and like, it's like they just uploaded his artwork into some animation program and clicked animate and it just started doing its thing. Like, it wasn't good enough in my opinion. It wasn't good enough. I think that they could have done better. I think that they could have took their time and actually created a really good experience for Van Gogh's work. But I think they were more concerned with getting the best bang for their buck, which I didn't get the best bang for my buck. So that's it. That is my experience at the Van Gogh Immersive Exhibit. If you like this video, then be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment and let me know. Have you been to the Van Gogh Immersive Exhibit? Do you want to go? And also, are you familiar with Van Gogh's work and his story? Do you like Van Gogh? Let me know. Make sure that you subscribe too. How could I forget? Make sure that you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.